Yeah, here we are. Welcome to the Wake and Bake podcast, people.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Quentin. I'm a Charger fan.
Pete, the Patriots fan.
It's Pete. We're based in San Diego. I cook eggs. He makes croissant rolls. We talk about football. If you like it, if you like our show, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Come on, people. We broke 20-something subscribers. Woo-hoo! Holy shnikes.
It's now bigger than my family.
We're in the big break here. Chargers start pretty early, though. Their training camp kicks off. And actually, the Chargers are going to play football this month. In July, baby.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame game. We get to see. We get to see Trey Lance.
Right.
But I mean, what's cool is the Chargers start their training camp like July 17th or something. Which is just like
start the 22nd.
2 weeks away.
Yeah. So that's like a week before the Patriots.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, the Steelers, they signed Aaron Rodgers and then obviously made the blockbuster trade. But I feel like for the last few years, the Steelers have felt like they were a quarterback away. They've obviously had a really good defense.
Well, yeah, they've got a really strong case that it's like, look, man, we can run the ball. We have great defense. Like, give us a competent QB
And honestly, I would say that might have been true over the last few years. I think they've taken a step back across the roster. Now that they have a quarterback, maybe a dinosaur of a quarterback, but a quarterback.
see what old Aaron's got left in the tank.
I think they think they're better than they are, than the rest of us think they are. Which, hey, you gotta have confidence, right?
Well, and then what's it like? Rich Eisen and the guys are kind of talking about like this is a bit different than the Jets experiment with Aaron Rodgers. You know, when the Jets, I mean, the Jets had the same ingredients: great defense, they could run the ball. But they brought in, they really tried to kind of, they let Rodgers bring in the offense.
Bring in his guys and his plays.
Yeah, so they got his guys, they got his coordinator, and like that didn't work out.
Yeah.
That worked out really poorly. The Steelers are not doing that. The Steelers are like, look, we want a smart, savvy QB. We'll develop a system together, you know, but you're gonna help us run the system. This is coming from us down. Like, you want to come and operate? Come and operate. And it looks like Rodgers swallowed a little humble pie. I mean, his phone was not blowing up. I guarantee you that.
It's true.
He's still bewildered by Aaron Glenn going, you want to play some football? And then kicking him out. He still doesn't seem to get that, I think. Like, what happened there? You know what? The biggest shock to me was the Steelers parting with Minka Fitzpatrick, actually.
Yeah, so they... I mean, they kind of traded him almost 1-for-1 with Ramsey.
Yeah. It's kind of silly to me. Like, what?
I mean, even if Ramsey is slightly better than him.
I think Ramsey's going to cost more, too.
Significantly more. Which, if you have the cap space, you have the cap space. You don't really care about $5-10 million. And you know, it's not my money. But did it make you, you know, like maybe it makes you better next year, but does it make you better in 2 and 3 years? I don't think so.
I mean, it's all just kind of, it seems like they're just kind of selling out. See if they can win this year. See if they can make a push. Get over the hump. Get a win in the postseason.
And, you know, they got Johnny Smith, which I think helps the offense.
What do you think? I don't know much about Jonas Smith. Do you know? I mean, he's in your division, so you probably know him a little better than I do.
He's
Is he good at it all?
He's had a handful of extremely above
Flashes?
average. Like whole seasons really good. When he was in Tennessee, he got drafted by Tennessee and he played 4 years down there, and he was one of the best tight ends, like pure offensive numbers wise. Like,
he's not a blocking tight end. He's a pass catcher.
Yeah, he's a pass catcher. And then the Patriots signed him in 2020 when they went crazy with all of their
The Patriots signed him?
free agent. Yeah.
Oh, so you know him.
They signed him and Hunter Henry at the same time.
Oh. Well, he's not going to get any play with Hunter Henry.
So I mean, I'm a little biased. But he was putting up like way better numbers than Henry.
Really?
When Henry was with the Chargers. He was putting up better numbers than Henry with Tennessee.
So he predates Hunter Henry.
So he was he got signed with by the Patriots with Hunter Henry the same year, and he was like the bigger name. But he's kind of like a gimmick guy, where he has just these crazy off the chart attributes athletically. And I don't know, it didn't work in Josh McDaniels' offense. They kept trying to get him the ball on these weird passes, and he just didn't do anything with it. Like he didn't seem to be a guy who could just run over the middle tight end style and catch the ball and run somebody over. That's not his game.
Huh.
And then, so the Patriots let him go. It was, one of the worst contracts the Patriots have ever signed.
Really?
Because they signed him for like $12 million a year. And he had like 40 catches a season.
What was his contract?
It was like $12 million a year.
That's a good amount for a tight end, especially back then.
5 years ago. And he had zero production. So they traded him to Atlanta for like a 6th-round pick.
So he's just been
for nothing.
He's been kicking around the league.
Yeah. And then he went to Atlanta and he was okay.
And then Atlanta drafted Pitts.
I think they had him and Pitts at the same time.
Boy, he keeps just getting derailed by fucking
And then he gets
high
signed,
drafted.
and he
tight
gets
ends.
signed by Miami, and he has statistically the best tight end year in Miami ever.
Finally had his day in the sun.
Yeah. So he's clearly very system oriented and like, I don't know, he's that whatever offensive system he's running
If you know how to use him, he can be pretty potent.
yeah, otherwise
I mean, I would argue that's Mike McDaniel's one of his greatest strengths on offense is he knows what to do with who. Usually. The question is, yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Steelers could be dangerous. It's possible. The Jets were supposed to be too, but we'll see if an old dog can learn new tricks. Because Rodgers doesn't have his coordinator, you know? He's not going to get to have it his fucking way.
right.
I mean, he'll have a vote, but they're not.
I mean, I'll tell you who's licking their chops are the pass rush of Baltimore, Cleveland, and Cincinnati.
Well, Cincinnati doesn't have a pass rush.
Well, they do if they get their heads out of their asses and sign Henderson.
I mean,
He's still on the team.
that's a good tangent right there.
But just, you know,
I maintain that the Bengals are going to be a train wreck this season. Absolute fucking train wreck.
I agree. But
They
I'm
got
just
rookies
saying,
sitting out.
the division as a whole is a pretty good pass rushing division.
I mean, the Browns
and Rodgers is not. I mean, there were games last year where he just couldn't move at all.
I mean, the Browns defense should be great. And the Ravens defense is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Ravens should win that division easy.
They should.
I think the Ravens will start out a lot hotter this year than they did last year just because they finally got some coaching continuity. They didn't get poached like they did that previous season.
Right.
Because they got poached hard right before last year's season. Like, that's why they started slow. They got poached hard, and then, like, their O-line coach, like, died.
Yikes.
Like, it was warm bodies. You want to call plays? Get in here.
Ugh. I mean, they're a lot of people's pick to win the Super Bowl at this point.
But near the end of the year, I mean, they started playing Ravens ball again, you know?
Yeah.
Some Charger fans like looked up because Greg Roman has mentioned that they really plan to have Herbert. They didn't get to use Herbert's wheels last season because he had a gimpy ankle. But this year, they're going to give it another go. And hopefully he can stay healthy, right? But they were like talking like physical stats, you know?
Uh-huh.
Lamar Jackson's only 6'2". Like he's 6'2", like 220. Herbert's 6'6", 240. He's like a Derrick Henry. He's a big motherfucker, dude. Or Josh Allen. I wonder how tall Josh Allen is.
He's pretty tall. Just looking at him on the field, I don't know what he is.
Josh Allen's he's pretty tall too, right?
He looks like a really tall player.
I guess Mahomes got a haircut. We could talk about Mahomes' haircut.
That's what happens.
He chopped off the mop. He got it tightened up. He's.
I mean, you know, Tom Brady did the same thing when he turned like 28.
Right?
They all do these things. Mahomes' hair still all fit under his helmet. He didn't notice it until he took his head off, his helmet off.
Yeah. I don't know how these players do like the big dreads thing. Like you have like just an extra sized helmet so you can fit all your hair in there.
Well, you do, yeah. You have to get a bigger helmet. But, I mean, really, it's like Yeah, when it grows out and it's hanging down the back of your neck, like it just makes you that much hotter.
Yeah.
The ball carriers have gotten rid of the long hair because they got sick of getting tackled by their hair.
I mean, except for Najee.
Except for Najee. There's
Najee's
always one left.
Najee's still rocking
But it
it.
used to be a lot of them.
Najee's still rocking it. I think the Chargers tight end group could wind up being one of the most underrated tight end groups in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Conklin. I've been talking about like some tape came out on Conklin. The thing about Conklin that I saw in his tape that I usually do not see in tight ends that I was just like, that really sticks out. He tries to he can pull wideout moves. Like, he gets crazy with his steps and his shiftiness.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of tight ends, like, do big strides and they create separation stride-wise. Right? Smooth strides. Conklin can get shifty. And so there's a video that came out. I don't know. He was doing some kind of route running camp. And he was tearing up the camp.
I mean, I've watched Conklin a fair amount being in the AFC East, and to be fair, the Patriots have been pretty poor at covering tight ends over the last few years due to they've always had big linebackers who have not been very good at covering.
Yeah.
But Conklin has tore him up like every time.
Yeah.
And I think
You're like, that guy's a problem.
But his overall numbers at the end of the season are always pretty average.
No, nothing eye-popping.
Right. And
I mean, his drop statistics are nuts, though. Like, his total amount of, like, targets and catches is never high. Like, he never breaks, like, a crazy amount of yards. I feel like he gets, like, 600 yards a season or something and, like, 4 or 5 TDs.
I think it's a product of the Jets. That
I agree.
He's been jetsed.
I mean, the thing that...
So as a Charger fan, you should be excited because I think he should actually have a really good season this year.
Well, and then combined with something I know that... The thing that I think is nasty... There's a particular element. So Herb has one of the strongest fastball footballs. I mean, he has a cannon.
Yeah.
And when but here's the problem with that. There's not many guys on the team that can take that ball. Like, if he's going to rifle that thing in fastball style, like, there's not many receivers that have good enough hands for that ball to catch that ball.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have really fucking good hands for that. And he knows that. He knows who his target is. He knows, like, this guy, I can fit that thing in and he'll catch it. You know? Like, Quentin Johnson is not catching that ball. Like, he's not a rifle ball receiver. Like, Herb cannot do that to QJ, and he knows it. He has to give QJ like a ball with, like, perfect touch on it, you know?
Yeah, but he's barely an over-the-shoulder layup catcher.
Yeah, like, it's got to be, like, just loft and nice and easy, you know? Like,
then it's 50-50.
Catch this
if
thing.
If it's wide open, it's a 50-50 ball.
Lad is a rifle ball. guy, and he'll do that. He's used that with Ladd. Conklin has the kind of hands he can rifle ball with. And so I see Conklin as being that short range, shifty. I don't even feel like I saw Palmer catch some rifle balls. I never really saw Keenan catch rifle balls. He wouldn't really do that to Keenan. Because Keenan's hands were good, but not. I feel like McConkey has better hands than Keenan. So I really see if Herb trusts two things. If he has a tight end with elite hands, I mean his rookie season, which was record-setting, he had Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
And I mean that's when Henry got that big contract. Like I don't think Henry broke 1,000 yards, but came close. But he knew quickly, like, that's my best hands guy out there. And he will hit that guy. So, especially if you've got Ladd and McConkey out there, like you've got two guys with elite hands.
You just said the same name as two people.
Huh?
You just said Ladd and McConkey.
Oh, Ladd and Conklin. Oh, God, their names are two, yeah. Ladd and McConkey.
Like, he's so fast, there's like two of them out there.
Right? Ladd, by the way, Ladd made the top 100. The NFL Players Top 100 is coming out. He was player 100. Mr. Irrelevant on the top 100.
That's exciting.
Joe Alt. They were interviewing Joe Alt for it. Joe Alt was like, he's like, I never seen guys run route like a guy run a route like that. He was just like, granted, it's his first season in the NFL.
It's like, because I'm always blocking, I don't get to watch the receiver.
But he's just like, dude. Guy's route running is nuts. So the Conklin Herb rifle ball, I think we're going to see a lot of that. So I think Conklin can do it. And it's that short range. You don't do that like long range. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's 20 yards. 10 to 20 yard range.
Yeah.
Herb will do that all day. Especially in the red zone. He loves that one in the red zone. Like you get an inch of daylight, and he'll rifle that thing in there, and nobody will be able to get a hand on it, you know?
Yeah, you don't even see there's a gap, an opening there.
Yeah, it's not going to get an interception. It's going to come in low and fast on a total laser beam. So I'm excited about that. There's no word on my tackle prospect, the center, the basketball center, Jimmy Bell Jr.
Yeah.
It's been crickets. Crickets on that front. I want to see it. Pass catching tackle, man.
Those kinds of things, they're always just... They look cool in the playbook, and they never come to fruition.
I want to see the rise of the pass-catching tackle. There was some kind of article in The Athletic like Tom Brady didn't want Darnold.
What, as the Raiders quarterback?
Yeah.
Well, that's because Tom Brady watched Darnold on the Jets. And he's like, hey, one good season in Minnesota is not enough. You know? Playing with Jefferson, the best receiver in the NFL. Jefferson's not in Vegas.
You know what? You know it's going to be really interesting? Is how good is that Lions offense going to be?
Now that they lost
Because Ben Johnson,
it's
a big. I think that's a pretty big deal.
It is.
That guy, I mean, it's the Andy Reid effect. Like, there's some coaches that just elevate squads tremendously. And you could say Ben Johnson was definitely that guy.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see if that offense, even though they've got like just, I mean, it certainly helps to have just, how many draft picks did they spend on the O-line again? Dude, like, that O-line is just stacked. Stacked on stacked, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they got another, didn't they pick up like another 2 offensive linemen in this draft? Like, and they got value picks, like awesome value picks. Because they're in that spot. They don't have to take a guy.
Right.
But they clearly value maulers on the O-line. Like, so much so that they let some of their older dudes go. Like Zeitler, they let him sign somewhere else, you know. Changing of the guard style. Like, nah, we're deep, dude. This guy's ready.
I mean, the Patriots used to do that. And they let Shaq Mason go. And the next year they got rid of Tooney.
I mean, that's where the
it goes downhill fast, though. That's what I'm saying.
It can go quick, yeah.
You miss on one of those draft picks, and you let a couple guys leave, and then it's.
Well, and then there's nothing like game experience, right?
You go from having no holes to having 2 holes, and it's over. Like,
this guy might look good in practice, but there's only one way to know if he's the real deal, and that's starting in a game. You know?
Yeah.
There's only one way to really know what you got. So that could bite them in the ass. Zeitler was old as fuck, though.
Yes, but yeah, we're gonna see what Dan Campbell's list of coaching tree,
because he got poached hard.
Because he lost his offense,
his DC and his OC.
Yeah,
that's a big hit.
It's a big deal.
That's a really big hit. I mean, you could argue like, well, he's the one that hired those two guys in the first place, so he must know how to hire good coaches, you know? Because that's a thing.
Right.
That's what they say Jim Harbaugh is one of the best at, is like finding good coaches. Like well, he might not be the best. You know, funny thing about Jim Harbaugh is he was never an OC or a DC. He just went to head coach.
Right. But the other thing is I don't know the Lions situation this year. Did they hire outside guys, coordinators, or did they just?
I think they promoted from within. I'm pretty sure.
Which, you know, Belichick did almost all the time. He just
actually
from within, and it always worked because Belichick was such a good coach. He could coach his coaches so well.
I mean, he just ran everything. Those coordinators, yeah. Bill was running the every facet of it. Like, you're just helping me run it.
You're doing it my way, which is fine. His way was working. That's the point.
Yeah. That's not the way Campbell runs it. Or Harbaugh, or Carroll, or anybody else, really.
Well, I don't mean, but I mean, like, are they coaching up coaches the way Belichick was?
Well, so here's a big deal too. Actually, this is actually, I think, kind of maybe this might be the biggest issue. Didn't Vrabel score the offensive line coach from the Lions?
I mean, it's Doug Marrone. I don't know where he was last year.
I think he came from the Lions. I think I read that.
Because I know at one point he was a head coach in Jacksonville, but that was a few years ago. I don't know where he's been.
I think I read that Marrone's previous stop was the Lions.
I just know that he has had experience with some of the best offensive lines over the last, his career.
I'm going to look that up.
So I wouldn't be surprised since the Lions did have an amazing offensive line last year.
Doug Marrone. Well, he was a head coach of the Bills at one point. No, that is incorrect. He was an O-line coach with the Saints last. Oh, but I think, Yeah, the Lions are not on there. I feel like Vrabel got somebody from the Lions, though. I thought it was the O-line coach. There was an article that just came out in The Athletic, I think yesterday, about can Milton carry the load?
Milton Williams
Yeah.
in New England? Or Joe Milton in Dallas after Jack gets hurt?
People think Dallas is going to be sneaky good. Did I ever talk about that Brian Schottenheimer article I read?
I don't think so.
I wasn't expecting. I feel like Schottenheimer was like the least flashy coaching hire of the offseason, right?
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have always been very splashy. They usually are,
Right.
especially with their head coach.
Well, and
So it was a bit of a Jerry Jones head scratcher. Like, this does not seem very Jerry Jones.
And it came at the same time at the heels of the whole Deion Sanders thing, like,
Yeah.
and Shador draft, like,
Yeah.
it kind of got overshadowed by Deion Sanders not becoming the coach.
Yeah.
of the
No, people
Cowboys.
thought Dion might go take the Dallas job. I mean, Dion, I feel like, was a heavy favorite for that job at one point.
Yeah.
Dion probably had some kind of crazy expectation, and Jerry was just like, "You're fucking crazy, dude."
I'm sure Jerry's like, I made you who you are.
Yeah.
You listen to me.
I made you. I made you, dude. Shut up. Get out of here with your crazy
You
expectations.
can't out crazy my crazy.
Yeah, you can't out crazy my crazy.
Get out of here.
Um, but it was just an article about how young Schottenheimer seems culture focused more than anything else. like they put a ping pong table in the locker room.
Huh.
He takes all the squads out to dinner. So position group by position group. He takes them out to dinner. Which I haven't heard of any coaches doing that actually ever.
No.
But he's done that for like the entire team. And they don't talk football. Like football's not allowed
Huh.
at dinner.
They're like, can't talk about football. Can't talk about work because that's football. What else do we have to talk about?
Yeah, well, you got to talk about your family or what you do, and
Yeah, but if you're 22, you might not have a family. You don't have a family.
I don't know. But supposedly they got to, all the players are just kind of talking about there's just a togetherness in the building that has not been present. And it's got them drinking the Kool-Aid over there.
All right.
So we'll see. We'll see. They could surprise. That's a tough division, though.
Sure is.
You think the Commanders will regress?
Yes and no. I think
It could happen. It could definitely happen.
as a team they regress. I don't think they're winning 11 games like they did last year. But I think Jaden Daniels continues to.
He'll have a sophomore slump.
I don't even think he'll have a sophomore slump. I think he'll stay. He'll stay on the rise, if not the same. But I still think they're going to win 10 games, not 11 games, and like Dallas is still in trouble. They're still chasing them.
I think C.J. Stroud and the Texans is the perfect example. Stroud came out of that season looking as good as, I don't know. Do you think Jaden Daniels looked better than C.J. Stroud in his rookie season? And Stroud had an amazing rookie season.
I think he did mostly because of the dual threat ability.
Well, Stroud can
Passing
run.
numbers, Stroud had a better
Passing record.
numbers, but you throw in the footwork of Daniels and his rushing numbers were way better. I think Daniels will be fine. He's still going to be a elite quarterback in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a bright future.
But like they spent so much in free agency last year and it worked out. Like it's really hard to see that happening again.
Well, and then
as the 53-man roster as a whole.
I think their spending strategy is kind of naive.
And in the comparison to Stroud's offensive line got worse because they got rid of Tunsil. Jaden Daniels had a pretty bad offensive line last year, and their line got a little bit better in this offseason. So,
Did they?
I
Who
mean,
did
it
they
was
get
like,
this off season? So Commanders free agency, they picked up Zach Ertz is the only notable addition. Free agent style. They didn't pick up any offensive linemen in free agency and none in the draft. Which again, that also tells me oh, that's not true. They actually took a tackle in round 1. But you're talking about a draft class that the best tackle was Will Campbell. You know? Like these other guys. And then the Chiefs took Simmons.
yeah, they took Connerly. Connerly was like the third best one. Or, I mean,
Was Connerly good?
he was in that. He was the top of that second tier. After,
Top of the second tier after
Yeah.
Campbell and Membo?
yeah, it was Cambo, Membo, and then what's his name, Junior. And then the next tier was Connerly and Simmons.
All right. So I'm pretty sure the Commanders' O-line doesn't strike fear in the hearts of... They're not known as a road grading crew, you know? We'll see. It's going to be hit or miss, I think. I think... Because what's it? Austin Eckler's still talking. That guy's always talking.
He's always talking. At least he's not the starter now, though.
I liked him. Now, I don't think I like him anymore. I liked him when he was a nobody.
Right. And playing for you.
Yeah. All of a sudden, he got like his first decent contract and became a starter. He became a starter, and then he got his first decent contract, and then it's just like, starts talking.
Yeah.
I'm just like, shut up, dude. I don't know why. Like, now you're just like a scat back.
Which is really all he should have been the whole time.
I agree.
Like, he could have been James White, man. If he had just been a scat back the whole time. Obviously, he never won a Super Bowl, and that's part of the mystique of James White and why he's so famous. But
I also did think Jaden Daniels, he's so small, bro. It's crazy. Every time you see him on the field, he's so small.
He's still worried he's going to break.
Yeah, he's so small. It's crazy. You see him next to like a reporter, and you're like, he's like the size of the reporter.
It's like a regular sized human.
Yeah. Like, he's skinny, you know? He's small and he's skinny. I just don't know how that guy can take hits. I think he's got the aptitude in the arm, you know?
No. When you're fast enough, you don't take hits.
Just takes one hit, though. Like, some defensive tackle lands on him, 300-pound defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, pancakes him? I don't know how he gets up from that. I don't know. I'm sure. That guy better get really good at throwing the ball away. That's all I have to say, you know? Like, do not hang on to that ball, dude. Herbert needs to get better at throwing the fucking ball away and not getting just allowing himself to just get pummeled. Because he does, that's how he actually gets hurt. It's not running.
No, yeah.
It doesn't happen when he's on the run. He's really good at protecting himself when he's on the run. Like, he'll slide. Like, he knows he'll bite his chunks off and then he'll slide. He's got good awareness with that. It's when he hangs onto the ball and the pocket collapses and he's in that scrum. You know, it just turns into a pile and he's on the bottom of it. You know? Like, you can't allow that pile to happen. If you throw the ball away, the pile doesn't happen. And that's where he gets hurt, is those piles. He's a big dude and he can handle the pile, but your legs get twisted in ways they shouldn't get twisted in those piles. Like, you can't, that's why you gotta stay out of the pile. You know? I really hope they, you know, it wouldn't shock me if that's what they worked on this offseason, was a bit of just like, boom, and then just throw that ball out. Like, get rid of that ball. Like, you got to start making a decision, like, all my routes are covered. I don't have an extended way to extend the play.
Yeah. Throw it away, play another play.
think that's our episode, people. I ain't got nothing else for you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Training camp's going to start up here in a few weeks, so we'll get through it, people. We'll get through it all together. We're all trying to generate content, talk about some football here. So, have an awesome week. See you next time.
See ya.